Hello, it's Ade Ajayi. How are you? Hope you are settling down from the euphoria of 2020 and you are back to business. Today I wanted to talk about what do you see? I see possibility, I see potentials, I see opportunities. This has been I will call it mantra ever way back in time. Now, I would like to share some ideas on how we can use this concept in seeing opportunities where there seems to be seem not to be any potential. To begin to develop this attitude, we can begin to sharpen our mindset, we begin to sharpen our vision and attract those things that we truly want. Now, to give a context to what I'm talking about, I want to go way back in time. I got into personal development, I would say around 1984. I won't give too much, get into too much details what led me into personal development. Maybe that will require a different video to share those, to give some kind of a background on what has led me in the way I think, in the way I approach things, to respond to things rather than to react to things as much as possible. Now, when I graduated from university, I graduated with a pass degree. And when you graduate a pass degree way back where I came from in Nigeria, it's very, will I say, without you saying you have a connection and things like that, it's very difficult for you to get a job. And at that point, I was kind of my mindset then was, I never believed in connection and things like that. I don't believe in all those kind of things. I was more like, I would say, focus loner, more or less. And I believe in getting what I want because I learned through training my mind that what success was all about. Now, I got a job in an oil and gas company as a sales executive. And when I got that job, I knew that to succeed in anything, you got to be your best. So for me at that time, I bought a book by, I think it was Tom Hopkins titled The Art, I forgot the real title. I think it's called Mastering the Art of Selling by Tom Hopkins. That was a book I used way back then. Even when I was into sales, I found very few people were reading. Most people never read. Anyway, I believe it was Tom Hopkins' book. I'm not 100% sure because this is way back in time that I came across this story. This story has shaped the way I think, the way I approach things. It was a story of two salesmen that were sent to Africa. The story goes like this. The company sent the first sales representative to Africa to sell shoes. They were marketing shoes. And I'm sure maybe some of you know this story already, but this was I would say, the beginning of my career in sales. It made a serious impact in the way I think. So the first guy that was sent to Africa, the guy said, "Why did you send me to this place? They don't wear shoes here." Derek, everybody's not wearing shoe. Why did you bring me to this place of all places? Please just take me out of here. So that guy was transferred back home. And then they sent another guy. And when the guy arrived, he said, wow, they don't wear shoes here. This is the best opportunity ever. Ship me loads of shoes. Same market, different mindset. One saw difficulties, another saw potentials. That was, will I say, something that I kind of took in and applied to everything I do. When I went into the business, in the company, I looked at everything as opportunities. With this mindset, ideas come, and I was able to market the product. I would say I was the top sales person in the organization. If I was one of the top sales person, if not the number one, well, the books are there to see anyway. Well, now, one thing that I remember that actually makes this very important is that there was one time we had a meeting and the president of the company said, he asked it, I still remember very vividly. The question was directed at me, how did you do it? How did you do it? It was referring to my sales. It was referring to how much sales, it got, I guess it caught his attention, right? How did you do it? Though I couldn't really, at that moment, I don't know what I said. Maybe I just said I did it, but I couldn't articulate what caused that success. And I believe it's all about seeing possibilities everywhere. Seeing possibilities everywhere.